Alright, and welcome back to episode 4 of my epic-ass series, What is Hitman Roulette? Today we're going to be talking about Marrakesh and all the wonderful things that this map has in store for you. Now, Marrakesh is a pretty fun map. I really don't mind this one. Although I gotta say, in all of Season 1, this may be my least favorite map, but that's not saying much considering there isn't a single bad map in Season 1. Marrakesh has some pretty interesting things as far as exploration goes, but at the same time, it's lacking in some departments as well. A lot of the disguises in the map require the same or similar methods to one another in order to obtain them, and you'll be seeing that a little bit later on in the video. I do appreciate the contrast of the Morocco streets going into the consulate there. It's cool, I enjoy it. There's nothing really bad to be said about Marrakesh. It's just kind of a middle-of-the-road map for me, though. Nothing too special, but I enjoy it, and it can be pretty fun when you start putting roulettes into it. So, with that being said, I think we should just dive right into it, because there's a lot of stuff to cover in this one. I'm going to be going over all the classic stuff that I've been going over this whole time so far in this series, so let's start with the beginning, the starting spots, and the target isolations. So, Marrakesh is pretty cool in the sense that every single starting location in this map is viable in one way or another. Obviously, the best starting location will vary from spin to spin, and there are starting locations you'll use more often than some of the other ones, but it really is true that every starting location in this map is viable. The only one I maybe would recommend doing the least amount of times is starting Handyman. You might feel tempted to start Handyman if you don't know how to get that disguise, but there's a really easy method that I'll be showing later on in the video on how to get the Handyman disguise without needing to start as the Handyman. And due to that very easy method of getting that disguise, the Handyman start seems to be the most obsolete. That doesn't mean it's completely obsolete like the ruins in Sapienza or half the starting locations in Paris, but it's probably the shittiest one in Marrakesh, so I don't know. You can choose to start Handyman, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But there are better options. But as I said, every starting location is viable in one way or another. As far as the target isolations go, there's really 3 viable options for both targets. There's one option that's quite situational, depending on the spin. There's one option that is very practical and very common that's used for both targets. And then there are the honeycomb and the cherry blossom lures. For the situational Reza isolation, it's quite easy. You have to start as the elite guard here, elite soldier, whatever. You need to get into his office before he leaves the area and just isolate him in the office like so. The only pain in the ass part about this isolation is dealing with the military officer that's standing in front of the door, as he is an enforcer for you. But if you just get him sick, or you cause a throwing distraction, or you shoot and then come in from the other side, you can approach this several different ways and just keep Reza isolated in there. You're not going to be using this isolation very often, but it does come up every now and again. As far as the practical and very common Reza isolation goes, it involves the intercom. There's an intercom just downstairs where the 2 guys are talking on the bench there. The microphone is currently up, but if you switch it on, then they'll start talking some shit into the intercom, and they'll be broadcasting it throughout the school. Raises it down where they get pissed off and get lured into the bathroom just above where they're sitting and talking shit. He'll scold them, and this is where you can either isolate him, you can either kill him here outright, or if the spin happens to be raise a falling object, you can wait. He's going to scold them from the top here, he's going to walk all the way downstairs, and as he gets into the room to scold them in person right in front of their face, you can then knock the toilet off from the top, and it will kill Reza. And the final viable way to approach Reza would be the cherry blossom lure. There's a safe in the consulate where you need to open the safe door, and then you're able to contact Reza via phone. 47 will say cherry blossom, and then it's a code word for Reza to meet downstairs in the consulate garage with Klaus. This lure does take quite a while. Reza takes a sweet-ass time to get downstairs into the garage area, but it is very viable if you want to clear out the garage room downstairs. You can easily do a loud ballistic kill in here, or, alternatively, if the kill happens to be fire, that's where you set Reza up. You have to do it down here. There's no other option. Fortunately, the fire kill for Reza is a trap kill, so you can set up the kill with a breaching charge or a taser if you drop it into the oil once you open the barrel up with a screwdriver, or by shooting it or something. You can just wait until Reza gets downstairs, and once he stops moving, if you keep an eye on your instinct there, that'll signify that he's standing in front of the barrel. All you have to do then is detonate whatever it is you planted, either the breacher or the taser, and he'll be set on fire. The situational lure for Klaus is practical if you're able to start consulate janitor. You either need to get a crowbar for the doors into the consulate office, or you could bring a key hacker to gain access inside as well. There's only one consulate security guard in here, so you need to either trank him or knock him out in some way and then hide his body. Tranking is always the best option. And then KO Klaus in here as he's still standing in here. He doesn't stay in here long, so you'll need to get in here quick from the starting spot, knock him out, and then set him up for a kill, whatever that kill may be. Again, this is only a very situational setup, and you don't really use this one very often, but depending on the spin, it's very important to know this, as this one can certainly come in handy and shave off several minutes of the spin time. The practical and most common lure that you'll see for Klaus is the 230 mark. You're going to get upstairs into the consulate. You're going to get into this little janitor closet, pretty much kitty corner to the hidden stash that you'd be putting in the consulate. Right in this room is a vacuum, and standing directly outside of this room is a consulate security. The vacuum's going to distract the consulate security. He's going to come and investigate. At that point, you can KO the guard, dump him in the box right here, and then as soon as Klaus is leaning over the railing, you can throw an object and lure Klaus into the area. Either just throw it once and then knock him out right outside the door if the coast is clear, or you can chain lure him into the room, which I highly suggest. KO him inside of the room, and right here you can leave him here indefinitely as long as you don't make any noise, and lure other NPCs into the room. This is by far the most practical and the most commonly used strat for Klaus every single spin, as you can pretty much make the 230 mark no matter what disguise is required for the Klaus kill. It's very reliable, and you do have a little more leeway. 230 is not exactly the time that you need to worry about. In fact, I've managed to lure Klaus in this room by throwing objects at like 245 in the past, so it does work, and you do have a little bit of leeway here. So you don't need to stress out for making this time unless you're extremely slow or you're still trying to learn the layout of the map. There's really no reason that you're going to miss this isolation. And the final approach for Klaus is honeycomb. In the school, you have access to a safe in Reza's office. There's a combination where the guards are sleeping. The combination is on a little sticky note that's sitting right in front of you, as if you were to start Elite Soldier. So pick that up, head over to Reza's office, and open the safe in there. Then right behind the safe is a phone. Use the phone, you call Klaus. 47 says honeycomb, and Klaus heads his way downstairs. Again, for fire kills on Klaus, this is exactly what you need to do. This is really the only approach here. This is a very practical lure for Klaus, as he doesn't take anywhere near as long to get downstairs as Reza does for the Cherry Blossom lure, so honeycomb is extremely viable. In fact, a lot of people use it for not only fire kills on Klaus, but also live kills like injected poison or fiber wire, that type of stuff. You can even pretty much do any type of kill you need. There's only one Elite Soldier in the hallway that's right in front of him as he's walking down. You can KO that soldier, stuff him in the locker that's there, knock out Klaus, and then do a loud ballistic kill if you need to. It's a really convenient method, and it's a pretty safe approach to the whole thing. Keep in mind that you're not going to know exactly what lures and what approaches are going to be the best bets from spin to spin. You're just really going to have to practice and gain more experience, and as you go, you'll learn, okay, these spins require the Cherry Blossom Honeycomb lure, these spins don't, these spins require the situational lures. It's really dependent on the spin and the disguises required for each kill. I can tell you right off the bat, the bathroom lure for Reza and the 230 mark for Klaus are definitely going to be your best bets most of the time. So for the disguises on this map, there are a total of 17, not counting the suit. The unfortunate thing about Marrakesh is 5, potentially 6 out of those 17 disguises are basically obtained via the same methods. So although that sounds kind of boring and a little unfortunate, it could be worse. And there are still some pretty interesting methods to obtain some of the disguises, so not the end of the world. The bodyguard disguise here is quite simple. There's the VIP lounge, where everybody's hanging out and you see all the waiters and the food vendors and all that stuff. The bodyguard is hanging out right in front of the entrance to the VIP lounge. You can go into this bathroom here, secret the bodyguard from inside the bathroom and get him sick. Or you can walk up to him with an emetic device in a briefcase and get him sick that way by detonating the emetic device within the briefcase. Either way, get him sick, get him into the bathroom, KO him once he's puking in the toilet, and dump him in the box here. Do not KO him before he starts puking into the toilet, because there's a mirror in the bathroom and the mirror will rip you 9 times out of 10 if you KO anybody in here a little too early. So just be aware of that and you should be fine. The cameraman is basically the same method. I wouldn't recommend secreting him as he's a bit tricky to hit from this distance, but same exact way as you'd get the bodyguard. Walk up to him with a briefcase with an emetic device inside, detonate the device next to him, and he'll get sick and walk into the bathroom. And just rinse and repeat the same method you did for the bodyguard. The consulate intern, unfortunately, again, is the same exact method, except he's in a different location. As soon as you start the map from the default location, at the very beginning of the map, the consulate intern is going to be walking around the area that's just by where the shopkeepers are. You can get him sick and he'll head into the VIP bathroom, and you get to go from there. Despite being a pain in the ass, as the consulate intern does roam around the map, if you get him right off the bat, he's quite a damn good disguise, as he can walk just straight through the front door of the consulate and not have to worry about anything. Consulate janitor is quite nice, as there's a free consulate janitor disguise that's super viable, and the only one that I really recommend on the map in order to get this disguise. It's just in the little janitorial closet, the same little spot we isolated Klaus in earlier. It's free for the taking anytime you're choosing, and I would 100% recommend grabbing this disguise over KOing any of the NPCs on the map. Consulate security is like any other guard disguise in most other maps. You can pretty much have your pick of the litter depending on how easy each one is to get. The one I can recommend easily the most is the one where you distract him with the vacuum, as if you're setting up for the Klaus lure. He's pretty much free. He gets into the room, you knock him out, you grab his disguise, away you go. There's another roaming consulate security that comes up the stairs towards the janitorial closet there. He's definitely viable to take, because you can just knock him out from a corner subdue, drag his body into the janitorial closet, dump him in there, and take his disguise at your own leisure. Elite soldier is quite easy to get, as you have your pick of the litter yet again. It's another guard disguise, so whichever one comes into your path that's easiest to get, I recommend just bringing a trank and dealing with them that way. But there are a couple soldiers on the map that I can recommend that are easy pickings. This elite soldier here in the consulate, he talks to the consulate security guy that we knocked out earlier to get the second consulate security disguise option. He's a viable option for the elite soldier disguise, as he pretty much isolates himself and you can deal with him any which way you like. And then there's this other one on the streets here. You can lure him over to this dumpster area by doing a throwing object lure. He'll come down to investigate. You can KO him in the corner here and dump him in the box, and there's really nothing to worry about. You do have the option to start as elite soldier though, which is pretty awesome, and it is a very viable starting spot depending on what the spin is. So really this disguise is up to you. The food vendor is yet another bathroom / emetic disguise. There's a couple of food vendors on the map that you can choose from. Again, the strat is walk up to any of them that are close to the VIP lounge area, detonate an emetic device inside of a briefcase next to one, follow them into the bathroom, and just go about them the same method you did the bodyguard, cameraman, and the consulate intern earlier. You can start food vendor, and if you see food vendor as a disguise and a spin, there's a good chance that starting food vendor is the best option. However, if the spin contains food vendor and suit, then this is definitely the method you'd probably want to use in order to get a food vendor disguise. The fortune teller is an interesting one. There's a couple of methods. The standard bathroom method that you've seen several times already by getting them sick, or the method that Frody7 showed me. You can drop a snail right here, and then go behind the curtain that you came from the default start location, bring out a tranquilizer, and trank him right here. Then crouch down behind this little thing here, right where the fortune teller is unconscious, and grab his outfit. You'll have him within the first 15 seconds of the map. Super easy way to go, but it does cost a lot of resources, so be aware of that. If you don't have the snail, then the only other method that's viable for him is to get him sick and do the bathroom method. The handyman is quite nice. At around the 45 to 50 second mark, there's a handyman that wanders into this room over here right by where all the food vendors are, and he just comes in here to isolate himself. He does leave a few seconds after this, so you do need to meet him in here, but once he's in here, he'll isolate himself and you can just deal with him whatever you want. There's even a box right here you can store the body in. You don't need to use any tranks. You don't need to get him sick. It's awesome. This is one of the easier disguises to get, and this is the reason why the handyman starting location is quite obsolete as far as the starting locations in this map go. Again, there's a free handyman disguise at the top of the map, right by where you would start as handyman, so it's kind of redundant to have that there, but it's there if you need it. However, what's the point when this disguise is so easy to get this way? The headmaster disguise is quite nice as well. So far, every disguise that you've seen when we start a default location, we've taken a right starting default location. But with this disguise, we're going to take a left. You're going to go to the left side of the default location. You're going to go straight as if you're going towards the school where the elite guards are guarding that area there. There's going to be a shopkeeper talking to a lady, and directly behind them is a doorway entrance to where the headmaster is located upstairs. He's just chilling on a bench. You're going to knock him out. You're going to dump him in the box here, or you can just trank him or whatever you want to do. Take his disguise and GTFO the fuck out of there. There's nothing to this one. It's one of the easier disguises to get on the map for sure. The local printing crew disguise can be tricky and annoying, but with this method it's quite easy and there's nothing to it. All you need is a tranquilizer. You're going to be heading towards your lamp shop smuggle point, and you're going to take a left once you get to that little spot, and then you're going to take a right through this little alley here. All the way to the end of this alley at the very end, you'll see the local printing crew guys to your right. Position yourself behind this fountain and crouch. Make sure that you're not within the sight of the elite guard that's right there. Trank the local printing crew guy to your right here, right by the dumpster, and then run right over to the dumpster, hide behind the dumpster, and change disguises here. No one's going to see you do it. You're completely in the clear here. Get the disguise and get out. You should have the disguise within the first 30 seconds of the map. The masseur is a unique disguise that's in the consulate. If you're facing the consulate entrance, it's to the left of the front desk. He's going to be in this room with the consulate security guard, and there will be a roaming NPC that comes and goes, so you have to be very aware of that guy. Cause a throwing distraction with an item right outside the door. It'll be investigated by the consulate security guard from inside the room there. Then as soon as the coast is clear, knock out the masseur, dump him in the closet there, and take the disguise at your own leisure. Just, again, be aware of the roaming NPC. But other than that, it's a pretty free disguise. It doesn't really require any resources. No tranks necessary, no getting him sick. You're good to go. The military officer is pretty cool. There are 4 total military officers on the map. All of them are viable to get. Some of them require tranks. Some of them don't require anything, but I'm going to be showing you 2 methods that are both quite easy to do. The first method is to get the guy in the consulate parking garage. All you do here is, you see those 2 mines that are sitting on top of the box here. You can throw an item right in front of the mines, right in front of this box, and the distraction will be investigated by the military officer. At that point, as soon as he has his head turned away from you, you can trank him, take his disguise, and you're good to go. One of the military officer disguises to get in the school, for example, is this guy here in the room with the elite soldier right by where the intercom is. You can knock him out, then knock out the elite soldier when the coast is clear, and you can leave both of these guys in this room, or you can choose to dump them in the boxes. Either way, neither of these bodies are going to be found as long as no noise is made, and you're free to go. Again, there are the other 2 guys upstairs that are very viable military officer disguises to get, and they're all quite easy to obtain, so these are just 2 examples. The military soldier is another guard disguise that you have your pick of the litter to get, but the 2 easy ones I would say that you can easily get is if you start default and you head towards the local printing crew area, down this alleyway here, if you trank this soldier right in front of you and take his disguise and just leave him there, you're good to go. No one's going to see you take this disguise. You should be fine here. It's a quick, easy way to make this disguise viable. The other option is if you start at the lamp shop rooftop, directly to your left as soon as you start the map, there's a military soldier guy standing right there you can trank. Right in front of him is an NPC that you'll need to KO as well, but there's no reason to panic about that one. She's super easy to deal with. Take the soldier disguise and GTFO out of there. The prisoner is a very special disguise. There's only one on the map, so it's a unique disguise. And he's in the middle of the school, obviously in a very bad area that's being guarded by 2 NPCs. You'll need to deal with both of them. There's 2 ways to deal with them. You either shoot the ceiling where both of the guards are, make sure that you don't cause a bullet impact notice here, but if you shoot the ceiling where both the guards are located, as you see here on the screen, they will go upstairs and investigate the shots, and then you're free to go inside, knock out the prisoner, stuff him in the locker beside you, and you're free to go. Although the better method is for sure to dismiss both the soldiers by dressing as the military officer and walking up to them and dismissing them manually. Now, there's one thing I have to mention about the prisoner disguise that is unique specifically to this disguise and no other disguise that we've talked about so far in this series that I'm doing. But this does come up for a couple of disguises in the trilogy, so you're going to need to be aware of it. There are some disguises in roulettes that do not allow for certain events to take place. What I mean by that is certain spins are illegal to do in the prisoner outfit. For example, if you came across Klaus Scissors dressed as the prisoner, that's illegal. Why is that? Because the prisoner is a completely hostile disguise in the entire map. He has enforcers no matter where he goes, pretty much. So traversing the map in this disguise is just beyond ridiculous. Basically, the prisoner disguise is reserved specifically and only for trap kills. Trap kills include kills that you can execute from across the map at any time. Kills like explosion accident, explosive weapon, consumed poison, electrocution. Those types of kills, you can pretty much trigger them at any time from across the map, except in the case of consumed poison, where it's basically just a race against the clock in order to get the disguise that you'll need to be in for the kill before the kill actually takes place. So it's a very unique disguise in that sense. The shopkeeper disguise is super easy to get. You can either start default and head up to the shopkeeper area, up the stairs, where the lamp shop starting location is. There's a shopkeeper just chilling on the stairs there. You can choose to either trank him or do whatever you want. Or you can start lamp shop rooftop, and there's a free shopkeeper disguise right at the top of the roof right there. Free for the taking anytime you need. Honestly, I would suggest going for the free disguise over knocking out any of the NPCs, unless you have no other option. But shopkeeper, very easy to get. whether you're going to knock an NPC out or take the free disguise, so no need to fret when you see this come up in the spin. And finally, the waiter outfit. The waiter disguise is definitely one I would suggest starting in if you ever see it pop up in a spin. No matter what the spin is, if it's waiter and something else, just start waiter and go from there. Because there are multiple waiters you can get on the map with emetic devices in the briefcase. This is the final disguise. You're actually needing an emetic device in the briefcase, and you're needing to KO them in the bathroom like you did those other previous disguises mentioned here already. So there is that option. But it's similar to Food Vendor in that sense. Why bother if you can already start as the disguise? So just start waiter 9 times out of 10, unless, of course, suit comes up in the spin. If it's waiter suit, then you don't really have an option. You have to get one of the waiters with a fart bomb in a briefcase, but no matter what, it's a very easy disguise to obtain. Doesn't really take much time to do so. At least the waiters that you can fart bomb are quite close to the bathroom, so it's not like you're even waiting that long for them to get sick. Alright, and that about sums up the disguises for the map. Pretty cool map for disguises. Again, like I said earlier, a lot of the methods for obtaining these disguises are pretty much the same throughout several disguises in the map, so that's unfortunate. There's a little bit intrigue lost in there, but besides that little tidbit, it's not a huge deal. It's still a lot of fun to try to get all the disguises and go about the map. It's not like you're forced to do the disguises the way that I'm showing in this video. I just feel like this is probably the most practical way to obtain each of these disguises. At least these methods are what I would recommend if you're a new player, even if you're a seasoned vet trying to get into roulette. These are always the methods that I think would probably serve you best in a roulette match, especially in tournament. Anyways, moving on from here, we're going to be heading into my demonstration spin now, which I will be providing commentary for. So let's see what we got. Alright, and the spin we have here is a really interesting one. I'm excited about this one. It was so cool to click on generate spin and see this pop up first. I really like this type of stuff. So we've got Reza Zaydan is going to be killed with fire as the prisoner. And Klaus Strandberg will be killed with fiber wire as the handyman. So a really fun spin, very unique, and allows for the opportunity to show the cool way to get the Reza kill downstairs with the cherry blossom lure. So I like that. We get one standard lure for Klaus and then the interesting lure for Reza here. I'm opting to start default. I'm bringing a calmer, a pistol, a breaching charge, and fiber wire. I don't really have a plan for this one. We're just gonna wing it. Let's see what happens.
Welcome to...
Alright, and we're starting default here for this one, just because I feel like this would be the best bet for the handyman. We're gonna meet him up in the same spot we did for a minute ago when I was showing him how to get his bitch ass. Pretty easy to get, like I said, pretty nice to get the handyman here, but the spicy part about the spin is the prisoner with the fire kill on Reza. I'm pretty excited about that, because I don't see prisoner come up in spins too often. And as I explained before, he's a very unique disguise in kills that include the prisoner disguise, or kills that are allowed to be done in the prisoner disguise are quite limited, like I said, right? Like they're only trap kills. So fire for Reza is, fortunately, a trap kill. I can make that happen anytime I want, so that's why it's viable for prisoner, and that's why it's completely legal. But anyways, here we go, grabbing the handyman. Never fails. So, he, like I said, isolates himself at 45 seconds-ish, 50 seconds-ish, gets in that little room there. And then we got all day to get to Klaus still. So, you know, this isn't too bad at all. So now we're heading down to the consulate building, but we got to go through the parking garage because handyman is not allowed inside of the consulate. So, and I apologize ahead of time if you hear my cat meowing in the background because I'm not friggin' recording this shit again. So if he's meowing, just fucking deal with it, I guess. If you don't like cats, then get out my video. Right, Crumpet? Anyways. Anyways, so now we're down to the consulate garage here. We're gonna do the strat to get through this door here. We're gonna grab these 2 mines. We're gonna cause a distraction that makes a panic by taking this bomb here, blowing up this car. Get over here and blow up this door over here with the second mine. Now, we checked instinct there for those 2 dudes upstairs there. And the reason we did that was because sometimes the mine can bounce a little bit higher than it than it does other times, and it's complete RNG. And if you detonate it when it's bouncing up a little too high in the air, it will actually alert the elite guard inside there and the consulate security. So they will be investigating the issue as well, and they'll come downstairs, and then you're fucked. You kind of just have to restart. So it's pretty bullshit when that happens, but there's not really much you can do about it. So anyways, we're getting the lure on Klaus. One thing that's really specific here is once you do the vacuum for the consulate security guy here, remember to throw the object for Klaus just outside of the doorway. Don't throw it inside the room, because he won't hear it from where he's standing by the balcony there initially.
Hey, are you okay?
So, yeah, make sure you throw it right outside the doorway. So he sees the unconscious body, he's going to check him out, and that time we can easily get behind him and garrote his ass.
Next up, raise those eight.
He's not an enforcer for any disguise in the consulate, whether you're wearing a disguise that's legal for the consulate or not. The only thing he's really an enforcer for is the consulate janitor for some reason, which is so weird, but I opt to change into the consulate janitor here to get out, because it's just a much better disguise overall than the consulate security. You got a lot fewer enforcers in this disguise, so it's pretty nice that way. I'm waiting for the coast to be clear here, and then I'm using a crowbar on this door to get inside of Klaus's office. Now I'm heading downstairs into the bathroom where the combination is for the cherry blossom lure. There's the combination right by the toilet there. And we're opting to take the stairs in the back area of the consulate to get back upstairs, because I still have weapons on me and I'm not dropping them to get frisked, so screw that. But the guards won't let you pass unless they frisk you, so. Always go up the back entrance, it's just much easier. It's a super effective way to get up here. So now we're going through here, we're going to do the cherry blossom lure, but the thing is, you know, there's this one consulate janitor bitch here who's an enforcer. Make sure you don't get ripped on this piece of trash. And now we're fine here, just duck down by these flower pots and you're good. Carpet, shut up. For fuck's sake. You can't. Anyways, a little bit of extra fucking guest appearance from the Crump. So we're gonna open the safe here. There we go. And then we're gonna call Razor on the phone over here. This is the classic cherry blossom lure.
Cherry blossom.
God damn it. I don't have time for this nonsense.
As you hear, 47 said cherry blossom. Razor's pissed. He's gonna come downstairs, and we've got a long time to go before he's even in position. So we still need to set up, set the kill up. So I need to get a disguise that's gonna allow me to do that properly. And the best outfit I can think of for the kill condition and for the disguise we need to make the kill condition happen is getting a military officer outfit. We could totally do it in elite soldier, but military officer is just so much better for this specific occasion. So I cause a distraction shot there so I can get past these elite soldiers there. And here's the lure that I'm going to do for the military officer. Same as I showed you in the video earlier. But now you're witnessing it happen in real time, which is great. I'm glad that this spin came up because it gives you the opportunity to see how to get multiple disguises again in action. So there we go, we're taking the military officer disguise. And now we're going to opt to go down to the bottom floor of the consulate garage, where Reza and Klaus will meet up if you do the cherry blossom and the, whatever the fuck the other one is, honeycomb lure. So, I brought the breaching charge here for a very specific reason. There's a barrel here. That's going to be the thing that we use to kill Reza with fire. Barrels are typically what we always use when it comes to fire kills. There are also major gas fuel tanks that you can use for fire kills as well, but barrels are usually the most practical. You need to place the breaching charge in a very specific spot, like where I just placed it, just because Reza's going to be standing behind the barrel, behind where we just placed the breaching charge there, so he won't be able to see the breaching charge and report it to a friggin' bitch-ass NPC that's going to take it away. So, that'll allow us to get the kill for free, because he literally stands right next to the barrel. We detonate the breacher. The explosive range of the breacher is not strong enough to affect Reza in any way, but it is strong enough to blow up the barrel that we used to kill him with the fire. So,
Attention.
and again, with military officer, we're free roam in this entire area. We get all the way through the consulate garage. Getting through to the school is super easy in this outfit. This is one of the better disguises in the map. I think the only area you're not allowed to be in military officer is the top floor of the consulate, and that's it. Everywhere else you have almost no enforcers, and you're completely legal on the rest of the entire map. So this is definitely, if not the best, probably the second best disguise on the map. And ironically enough, we're about to use it in order to get the shittiest disguise on the map. So, gotta love roulettes. So sick.
Yes, sir. General sir.
So I'm dismissing both these pricks here because these guys both suck ass and they'll be in your way if you try to knock out the prisoner. And what's nice about this is since we already sent Reza on his way down to get killed, we don't have to worry about a time crunch here. He's not going to come in and check out the prisoner like he does. He interrogates the prisoner now and then. We don't have to worry about that. So once we dismiss those two guys, it's just me and the prisoner dude. And we're just good to go, chilling in this room as long as we need. So at this point, Razor's almost downstairs, just about ready to get killed. We're going to hammer on the instinct and wait until he stops moving. And we saw that he stopped moving there. As soon as he stops walking, that signifies that he's standing right by the barrel.
Both targets down. Now head towards
And
the
there you
exit.
go. Kill confirmation is done. Switch back into military officer, and now we're gonna go get the truck keys to make our exit. So, pretty cool spin. I love seeing prisoner come up because trap kills are always fun, no matter what disguise you're in, but prisoner is always a little bit spicier just because it's such a shitty disguise, and getting it isn't exactly easy, so. Plus, I'm really happy to see it and show you guys what it's like to get the prisoner disguise and make something happen with it in real time, in an actual spin. And we didn't get a bad time here. We got sub 10, sub 930. Very happy about that. I'll take that all day, day. Good shit. And there's the confirmation. We got Sound Assassin 5 stars. Couldn't have done it better myself. Hell yeah, what a fucking sick spin. Really love doing that one. Feel free to try that one out for yourselves, you guys. See what other strats you can come up with. And yeah, have fun. And hell yeah, that was a good time. And that does it for Marrakesh, at least for this video for now. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, then eat a dick, I guess. As I said earlier in the video, Marrakesh is a great map. It may be my least favorite in Season 1 of the 6, but it's still a decent map all around. There's lots to be had here. Season 1 has no bad maps, fortunately. So, have fun testing out the strats that I showed here. Have fun testing things out for yourself. Maybe you'll find some more efficient methods to get some of these disguises. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Remember to like, comment, and share this video around. Remember to hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time in Bangkok. Till then, keep rocking out and keep gaming.